to information can get that information, but anyone who has a mobile phone in the remote areas, in the poor areas of the country, can also get it. So in this way, we are creating an information equality which should help to improve people's lives. The drive for mobile government. This map is a little bit outdated, but it gives the point from this map is that mobile penetration is all around us. And mobile phones and mobile technologies not only influencing our life at a wide scale, but also influencing our life very fast. So already more than half of the population, not more than half of the population has mobile phones, but the number of the subscription in the world is more than half of the population. And in the next 2 years, it's going to increase even more. And it has increased in the past 2 years, really, in a fast speed. So therefore, mobile technology is not only influencing our life at a wider scale, but also very fast. So we have to be very, very aware of this new revolution. What are the other drivers of mobile government? Now, the technological drives. When the technology improves, there will be better chances of having applications and services which are capable of doing more sophisticated services. Yeah? So government organizations, for example, SMS used to be still SMS is a king application, but we don't have to use just SMS now. With the smartphones and internet-enabled data connections, and also with 3G, we can have more sophisticated applications. So when the technology improves, the things that can be done in mobile government also improves. And in the private sector, this is being taken up very fast because business organizations are looking at profit making, and therefore they're investing and then they're taking up returns on them. So government organization has to follow the suit. And the benefits that are gained in the business sector is actually a good example for the government organization, as I mentioned, about the cost reduction and efficiencies and new business processes. And also, actually, this helps to the environment as well. So if you are using mobile technologies, you don't have to travel as much as you could have done. And therefore, for example, you wouldn't be using car or energy sources. So it does help the environment as well. So seeing this, the citizens will expect more from the government organizations. Therefore, when we do a business with the private sector, we want to do the same with the government. And also, this device is actually an empowering tool in our hands. So we can create pressures to get in touch with government organizations in terms of our complaints, simple complaints, but also in terms of protesting certain policies that the government does. So that increases the participation and hopefully democracy as well. And that's a driving force for the citizens. We did talk about this. Another reason why government sectors would take up this is because it does help transforming the public sector organization. As we know them being so bureaucratic, mobile technologies can help to reduce this bureaucracy and slow processing, and the mobile technologies can influence the new business processes, which are more beneficial to the citizen, but at the same time to the public sector organizations. And also mobile economic and social welfare. If we bring these technologies to those who actually need it in the rural areas and remote parts of the countries or underserved communities, what we are doing is we are actually helping economic and social development of the society and indirectly to the country as well. Right. So when we say mobile government, what do we actually mean? Now, when we started working on mobile government, we thought that mobile government will be very, very influential on the central functions of the government, such as education, health, law enforcement, etc. Now, these are very, very important, and mobile technologies are being used for this. For example, for health, you can use mobile devices and mobile applications within hospital, where you don't have to use lots of papers and pen, but you can have mobile devices. A doctor visiting the patients in a big hospital can use mobile devices. But also, patient care at home. For patient care at home, this is a most widely used health service in European countries, where you have elderly people or patients at home, and then the care workers or doctors sometimes they go and visit the patients at home. Now, conventionally they use pen and paper. So when they visit the patient, they record whatever they do. They fill in at home, and then they come back to the office, and then they enter this data into the computer. But given a little smartphone, a Nokia communicator, a care worker can actually enter the data at the time when they are visiting the patient. And sometimes they can even receive data from the central databases and update the situation right there, whenever they are doing this, the service. And in some cases, you can even communicate with the doctor without the doctor being present with the patient. If, say, for example, a visible illness exists with the patient, you can use a camera where the doctor can see on the other side, and there might be a simple consultation to help the patient there. So mobile technologies can help in some of the central functions of the government. In the education as well, you can give mobile devices to the students, either for them to be used for their homeworks and other educational activities, or for the schools to give them information about their exam results, about their even information to the parents, whether they are coming to school or not. For example, there are widely used applications where if a student doesn't turn up to the school, the school sends an SMS to the parents saying your kid is not at school. The kids don't like it, but it's very useful for the parents. Of course, for the law enforcement, for safety reasons, the police can use these mobile devices. So whenever you are stopped in the middle of the country, in the middle of nowhere, on a road, the police force can check your papers or documents right there, and then can give you a result. But as I said, this central activities are very, very important, but mobile government turns out to be much more efficient at the local level, not at the central level. Why? Because at the local level government organizations are more close to the people, and there are many applications that is possible, and also it is easier to develop with these limited technologies, applications that are helpful for the people. What are we talking about here? We are talking about, for example,